Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick video on how to document the skills that you're going to do in lab. So what you're going to do is you're going to log into Platinum Planner, and this should be the screen kind of that you come to. So this is your student home. You can see up here you have a dashboard, your account, and over here we have our home, classes, labs, opportunities, and reports. So we're not really going to talk about opportunities yet. I'll make another video and speak to y'all about how to do your clinical, since we're not doing that until July. But I am going to show you how to do labs and how to see the report. So if you go to labs and you go to my labs, and also you can see right here under your student home, one lab is ready to be documented. So you could click that. Both ways that I'm going to do it would get you to the same place. So if we go up here, we can click on My Labs, and that is going to bring us to this screen. If I go back home and I click on One Lab is ready to be documented, it's going to take me to this screen again. So there's a couple things here, and keep in mind this was this is a student's account from my Lakeside class. We have upcoming labs, so anything that she has due, obviously yours are going to be a lot. Yours are going to have everything in here until October. They will not appear and ready to document until the night of. You'll have a lab in here starting May 9th. It'll look like this, have the date, the time, and the title, and it's going to have edit documentation right here. Right here is going to have anything you've submitted. Every lab that you submit has to be approved by me. So once I approve it, it will show here. And then once I approve it, the skills will appear in your report, and I'll show you what that means as well. Rejected is right here. I do not normally reject labs. I usually will send them back to you and get you to fix whatever is wrong. You know, maybe you forgot to put a blood pressure in, or maybe you put in that you did traction that day when I know that we didn't, okay? So at that point, I will return the lab to you with notes on what you need to fix. So if we go to Ready to Document, we just come right over here. You're going to confirm that it is the right date, and we're going to hit Edit Documentation. All right, so we don't need to worry about anything with the details. Okay, I've already done that for you. The only thing you need to worry about is down here. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to add remove skills. So this big green button. All right, and so we can do a couple different things. We can search by skill name. So if we're doing blood pressure, I can start typing it in, and there they are. Okay, or I can view them by all groupings. Okay, and let's see, I want to view custom skills. Let's do, let's do traction. All right, guys, so if I just instead don't want to search for the name of the skill, which I don't recommend that you do that right now, just because you're not going to know what they're named. As soon as you start getting familiar with it, you could actually come up here and narrow down your options. But you can see here are all of the skills, and so we've got 12 lead, we did that today, we applied a nasal cannula today, and we did oxygen admin by non-rebreather mask. So to add those skills to the lab, I need to see that little check mark next to it. It's going to be whichever skill that we did that day. All right, so once we picked all the skills that we have done, we're going to hit close. There's a close button in the bottom right, which you can't see, it's off the screen, but there's a close button. And those skills now appear right here. So these are the ones you picked. Now, if you forgot that you did something, there's nothing to say that you can't go back up to add and remove skills and add some more things. All right, so I applied a nasal cannula to my patient or to a peer, and I need to add a new attempt. So I'm going to click on Add New Attempt, and the first thing I'm going to do is click Fill Out Later. You do not need to worry about that form. I just can't remove it. All right, as far as time, if you can estimate your time, it should be between 1830 and 2200, since that's when we have class. So I'm going to say 1835, and I'm going to set it. And for the age, until we get closer to the end of the course, it is always going to be adult. We will do a pediatrics day where you'll choose pediatric. Patient type is always going to be live. Please don't click on low fidelity, high fidelity, or cadaver. It is always going to be live patient. In the notes, I want to see something short and sweet, but I need to see something. So it could be as simple as applied nasal cannula to instructor Middleton. And then the last thing that we need to do is click that it was successful. If you click unsuccessful, it is not going to show in your report, and we're going to save that. Okay? It's going to give you this red error. The skill has formed. You have not been filled out. Please don't worry about that. You do not need to worry about that. I really don't want those forms. All right, so we need to do the same thing with 12 lead. So we're going to fill out later. And we're going to set my time. My age is always adult. My patient type is live. And applied 12 lead to patient in class. This was successful, and I'm going to save it. Okay. Now, I actually, for the night, I did 2 12 leads. So I'm just going to go up here and I'm going to click Add New Attempt. Fill out later. Let's see. Time was this. Age is adult. Patient type is live. Applied to patient in lab. Okay. I'm going to mark it successful and save it. All right, so what you're going to see now is you're going to see 2 skills for 12 lead. And so that's what you're going to have to do when you do multiples of things. So if you come in and you take 5 pulses, you need to come in here and we're going to add and remove skills, and we're going to find out where pulses is. There it is. Okay, it now shows up. And we would add 5 attempts to this, always marking them successful and not worrying about these little red marks. Okay, once we add in all of the skills that we've done that day, we're going to go to Submit Lab. Any message that you want to put to me is fine, it's optional, so I wouldn't worry about it. And we're going to click on Submit Documentation. Okay, once we submit documentation, you're going to be able to go over to your submitted and you're going to be able to see that. So that comes to me, I take a look at them, confirm that you've done everything correctly as far as filling it out, and then I approve it, or I will resend it back to you if there's a problem. The best way to see what your skills are is going to be to come back to the home page, and you're going to come up here and you're going to click on Reports. Then we're going to click on Progress Reports. And we're going to click on All Classes. So you don't need to worry about changing anything in this. It should be already up here. And we're going to hit Run Report. Okay, so if you take a look at this report, there are 2 things up here. There's hours and skills. I need your skills progress at the end of the course to be 100%. Hours progress doesn't matter. Okay? Lab skills progress detail, this is where all of your skills are. So I have 12 lead, I need 0 out of 3. Nasal cannula, I need 2. BiPAP, I need 2. Cap refill, I need 2. So forth and so on. And what you can do is these are in alphabetical order. You can go down and you can see how many are going to be required. So at the end of your course, each individual right here, each individual skill is going to need to be 100%. At the very bottom, clinical skills progress, this is where you're going to have your completed 10 patients, so your 10 patient contacts, and this has to be 100% as well. So unless you have 100% on all of your skills and you have 100% of your patient contacts, your skills progress is not going to be 100. Again, I do not care about hours progress. It's this bar right here that has to be at 100. I hope that answered some of your questions. I highly recommend, if you want to know what skills are going to be required, to come in here and print this off. And just remember that until I actually go in and I approve the lab that you submitted, which usually I can get to either that night or the next day, they are not going to appear here. They will not appear here until I approve them. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I know you will. Platinum Planner kind of sounds a little crazy. I promise it's not. It's going to be very easy. Just follow this lead and let me know if you have any questions.